And now I am the leader of the group. Now I will present you our report. Now, care and maintenance. Avoid jumps by excluding hard objects like bones and raw roots crops. Now, and water should be fast flowing. Not recommended for facilities with cesspool or with a septic tank. Now, for the common brand names. Thermador, General Electric, St. Master. And for the figure 49, say that this picture of the figure 49 is food waste disposer, and for the figure 50 is waste compactor. Now, for the sanitation. Sanitation, a well-designed lodging or food service facility go together. Proper sanitation procedures are made easier by good facilities and equipment design. The first requirement for sanitary design is cleanability. Clean means free from visible soil. Cleanable means the soil is an additional can be effectively removable by normal cleaning method. Sanitation means after cleaning, there is an additional process to kill the germs. In this chapter, the discussion of sanitation will be focused on food service operation because there are more sanitation standards related to the management of food than the management of guest rooms. Now, for the sanitation should be built into the design of food service operation considering its food flow. And figure 51 illustrates the flow in food in a restaurant. Ideally, HACCP, a food safety system, should be integrated with the flow of flow. Thank you.
So LPG saving volume are the amount of heat that a substance gives off per unit. Volume is 48,800 BTU or kilograms. So there are two types of LPG containers. Number one is portable cylinder with capacity up to 50 kilograms. Number two is tank that are permanently mounted storage vessel, which come in standard sizes of 120, 500, 1,000, and 2,500 gallon water capacity.
Environment issues and concern laws and equipment, global warming, greenhouse effect, deforestation, pollution of plant, water and air, energy and conservation, indoor air quality and sustainable development are headlines in the media almost every day to remind the public about the accelerating environment deterioration. The lodging and food service industry has taken action in initiative geared towards conservation that will improve the operation and will result in improved environmental performance as well. We can define environmental issues as the harmful effects of any human activity on the environment. This includes both the biological and physical aspect of the environment. The industry is making use of an environment management system or EMS, which aims to decrease or eliminate the harmful effects of the operation of the institution on the environment. Common example of environmental management might be to have system in place to control and prevent pollution, such as influence getting into a river course or the implementation of a biodiversity programmer to ensure that the flora and fauna of an area is enhanced once a project has been completed. An environmental management system helps an organization address its regulatory requirements in a systematic and cost-effective manner. This proactive approach can help reduce the risk of non-compliance and improve health and safety practice for employees and the public. For example, a publishing company might implement a EMS framework to manage and reduce its paper use by switching to email only. Internal communication, review and evaluate waste management processes. Create a policy for responsible disposal of used toner cartridges. iOS 14,000 is a set of international voluntary environment management standard developed by the iOS International Organization for Standardization. The standards are both organizational and product-oriented. The EMS is people involved because there is a need for the involvement and committed of the whole organization, the employees and the management as well as the guests. There is an EMRHO or Environmental Management Manual for restaurant and hotel operation that provides advice in practicing environmental management, especially includes implementing guidelines on energy and water conservation as well as waste minimization and management. The hospitality industry has its own role in ecological sustainable in producing environment-friendly products, in adopting non or less polluting technologies, and in joining the government and civil society in activities bent toward a restaurant is not very likely to be covered by the EIS system. Restaurant operations are usually environmentally non-critical, hence the proponents will not be required to submit environment impact assessments. However, this does not exempt them from the required certificate of non-coverage. Restaurant operators would still have to apply for such from EMB, DENR Regional Office, which may require them to provide additional safeguards. DENR AO number 26, series of 1992, requires all industrial, commercial, and manufacturing establishments with the activities that are potential or actual sources of air, water, and land pollution to appoint a pollution control officer who will oversee the pollution control system of the establishment. Hazardous Waste Policy RA 6969. The proper management of hazardous waste generated within the country by promoting in order of preference. Minimization of hazardous waste generation at source, recycling and reuse of hazardous waste, landfilling of inert non-hazardous waste residues. For the professional planning and development team PPDT, environment refers not only to the physical surroundings but also non-physical surroundings such as laws being enforced that related of the lodging food service operation. The law to enhance mobility of disabled person. Hotel Code of 1974. Rules and regulations to govern restaurant in the Philippines. Code on Sanitation or the Philippines Chapter 3 Food Establishment. PD 1586, RA 6969. The above regulations are meant to create an environment for the guests' comfort and security as well as the employees' environment, which means a safe, comfortable, and productive work setting.
Implementation of GHP guidelines will ensure cost-cutting and, more importantly, it will help improve ecological condition. The lodging and food service operation have roles to perform like reducing electrical, water, and fuel consumption and practicing proper solid waste management. There is also a growing pressure on the hospitality industry to implement environmentally sound management practices. Sites, design, and development are emerging issues. A newly built multi-million resort in Australia was closed because it did not blend with the site ecosystem. There were no investigative studies done about previous original use and habitation of the site. This is a classic sustainable development case study showing the impact of the use of unsound environmental practice affecting the culture of local people. Practicing solid waste management will use the following equipment: trash compactor and garbage disposer. Trash compactor: this type of equipment reduces a bag or trash to less than half of its original volume. The garbage is loaded in bin line with the bag and has steel rammed downward to crush the trash. Features: it has ultraviolet light mount with the compactor that destroys harmful organisms and also removes odor. Care and maintenance: turn off the motor with the ram in the lowest points. Common brand name: Sears, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Kenmore. Garbage disposer: this type of equipment is two kind: batch feeders or continuous feeders. It keeps food waste out of the garbage can grinding the food and letting cold water carry this down drain. Feature: power. A. Batch feeder models come in three motor sizes: 1/2, 3/4, and 1 horsepower. Continuous feeders offer 1/2, 1/3, 3/4, and 1 horsepower. Anti-jamming device: an overload switches to shut off motor when a jam occurs. Splash guards to avoid backup and flood sink. Corrosion and resistant.
The grease trap and its contents. Makita natin dito sa picture na to na kung paano pumapasok at paano sinasala nito ang dumi at tinihiwalay. At pinapakita rin dito kung paano ito dinidrain. Water supply and plumbing. Ang water supply plumbing po ay isang malaking problema na hindi lamang po sa mga pambarangay, kundi sa buong kapuluan. Sa Metro Manila, halimbawa po, sa Metro Manila pa lamang mayroon ng 2,813 na million liters kada araw ang nakukonsumo o kumbaga nagagamit. Ang demand para sa isang tubig ay patuloy na tumataas na wala pang katumbas na pagtaas ng supply. Bilang isang gabay sa paggamit ito, ang mga kinakailangan para sa bawat tao kada araw ay humigit kumulang 65 gallons kada araw.
By applying ergonomics principles to kitchen ventilation design, manufacturers can create systems that are more efficient, effective, and user-friendly while prioritizing safety and comfort for the end users. Good ventilation for a good is required this reason. The ventilation system should also prioritize safety by removing hazardous fumes and smoke from the kitchen. This could involve features such as high efficiency filters, automatic shut-off system, and alarms to alert users of potential hazards. The ventilation should provide a comfort working environment for the user. This could involve features such as low noise levels, even airflow distribution.
Basic electricity and lighting. Meralco or Manila Electric Company manages the supply of electricity in Metro Manila and its vicinity. Yung kuryente naman na pinoproduce ng Meralco is nabunga sa station nila mismo papunta sa iba't ibang grid na nakasakop nito. Sila rin yung nagbibigay ng elektrisidad na nagpapatakbo sa mga hotel at food service facilities. Mas napapabilis naman ang pagdaloy ng kuryente sa pamamagitan ng substance katulad ng katawan ng tao or mga metal, habang ang insulators naman ay parang pumipigil sa pagdaloy ng kuryente. Halimbawa narito ay ang mga rubber at plastic. Watts naman ay ang paraan na pagsusukat ng kung gaano kalakas ang inilalabas na power ng kuryente. Kung makikita po natin sa mga establishments na nakatayo is meron siyang dial kung paano susukat iyon, ranging from 1 to 10. Pinimension niya is kilowatt per hour kung gaano kalakas ang pag-consume ng kuryente ng isang establishment. Meron naman tayong dalawang light na ginagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw. Ang filament or incandescent lamp at electric discharge lamp. Filament or incandescent lamp consists of a coil of fine tungsten wire which is supported in the center of glass bulb filled with an inert gas. Para naman makaproduce ng light ang incandescent lamp, sa wires na nakakabit dito dumadaan yung electricity para gumana siya. Examples are spotlights and floodlights. Electric discharge lamp naman ay yung type ng light na nakaka-generate ng light gamit ang electric arc or parang special mixture ng substance or gases. parang mercury or fluorescent lights.
Good day everyone. Water management is Manila Water Company and the Maynilad Water Service Inc. are two concessionary that provide water supply and management, the distributor system as well as the sewer facilities in Metro Manila. The vision of Manila Water is to become customer-driven, Filipino-led, world-class water service provider that uses the best global technology and very best Filipino manpower. Water is purchased much the same way consumer purchase electricity. A meter measures that a number of meters of water actually consumed by the purchaser. Ito po ay sa araw-araw po natin ginagamit, kailangan po natin magbayad. Ay kung wala pong tubig, hindi din po tayo mabubuhay kasi isa po sa pangangailangan ng tao yung tubig. Kaya kung mag-purchase man po tayo ng water or mga po natin magbayad. Let's proceed. The major components of the water bills include to the following: basic charge, what the consumer pays for the actual water consumed. Ito po yung sinabi ko po kanina na need po natin magbayad ng mga kuryente, ng tubig para hindi po tayo maputulan ng tubig. And then second po is currency exchange rate adjustment. Ito po yung pwede po magbago yung bill nyo. Nakadepende po sa cubic or meters na ginagamit nyo po sa tubig or na-consume nyo po sa tubig. And then number 3 po ay maintenance service charge. Ito po ay need natin maintain na mga service charge kasi hindi lang naman po tayo yung bayad or kasi may mga tax din po sila na kailangan babayaran. And then number 4 po is environmental charge. Ito po yung may 10% basic charge for mga tax po. And then number 5 is sewer charge. The discharge system start with the sink which has the trap, a curved section of pipe where the bottom part of the pipe traps some water. It calls P-props. When the drain pipes go into the wall, and S-trap is when the drain trap into the flow. In addition, the trap it is suggested have flow drain located indirectly beneath large sink. The following are the kitchen sink. First is pot sink. The tip of the sink should exceed 28 inches. Hand sink is the most used sink because of the hand washing. And then the third is a back sink. Famous compartment sink is 24-inch long. Drain board space should be in both sides of the sink. Prep sink consists of multiple compartment for food and preparation. Utility sink is located at the back on the board, usually wall mounted to allow storage of bucket and other cleansing tools benefit.